Hey, it's Trey, aka the Amazon GOAT. And if you currently sell on Amazon or you're thinking about starting to sell on Amazon, you've probably heard of the software and app Seller Amp. It's a tool I would definitely recommend using if you want to run a successful Amazon FBA business, but you need to make sure you know how to use it and how to properly set it up. So in today's video, I'm going to do a full breakdown of just that. So I hope you enjoy it. And if you find any value in this video, make sure to like, comment, and hit the subscribe button. Let's get into it.
What's up, everyone? In today's video, we're going to be going over one of the most important tools and softwares to be able to use as a successful Amazon seller. And that's going to be what you can see right here, Seller Amp. Now, you've probably heard about this app and this software, and for a good reason, because this tool is an absolute game changer. It allows us to quickly answer three questions that we can see right here that are going to be super important as to if or if not you want to resell a product on Amazon, right? So the three questions are: can I sell it? Does it sell? And is it profitable? Seller Amp is a tool that is going to answer these three questions very quickly. But it is important that you have your Seller Amp settings set up the right way. So not only are we going to go through a full tutorial of how to set up your Seller Amp settings, we're also going to just run through the app and look at an example of a product, use Seller Amp, and really just go through all the important parts and features that this app has to offer. So I'm excited to get into the video. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and log in. Hopefully, it just lets me go through. Cool. All right, so perfect. Now that we're logged in, if you click this button in the top right, it should allow you to open up your settings. This is going to be super important that you have your settings configured the right way, because the worst thing that can happen is you pull up a product and you think you're making more money off of that product than you actually are. So if you have your settings set up the correct way, you're going to get a very accurate view of the numbers you should be making off of a sale. And if you don't have your settings set up the right way, or if you just are using default settings and you never messed around and played around with the settings in the back end, you might be looking at numbers that are inaccurate. So right here, we see that we have a buying criteria. This is a section that is pretty important. I think everybody should have a buying criteria and what they are looking for in a product. But please do not take this too literally, right? This minimum profit of $3, I would love that for all of my products to have at least $3 profit that I'm making off of it on each sale. But of course, there's products out there that might make me $2.75, but sell so fast throughout the month that it makes sense. So, although, in Seller Amp, it might light up red since it's not at least $3 profit, it could still be a good product to sell. So same way with the minimum ROI. These are sort of thresholds that, are going to be used depending on what it is that you're looking for in your business. Every product that you sell doesn't have to have at least a 30% or a minimum ROI of 30%. There might be a grocery product that isn't going to get returned. It's going to be refunded at a very low rate that you might be willing to take less of an ROI, and still, resell it and still make really good money off of that product. So don't take this section too literally, but I do have a maximum BSR percentage of 1%, minimum profit of $3 per unit, and a minimum ROI at 30%. setup. So uh, when we look at the product in a few minutes, the example that we're going to look at, everything is either going to light up red or green, and that is all depending on, what we're putting in our Seller Amp settings right now. So, what you see lighting up green versus red is strictly based off of what you put into your buying criteria. If we are looking at a product that has a 25% ROI, it's going to light up red because our minimum ROI is set up at 30% right now. If the product we're looking at makes us $2.99 profit per unit, it's going to light up red because our minimum profit is set at 3. Just because it lights up red does not mean that it's a bad product to sell. It obviously depends on a lot of other factors as to whether it's a solid product to sell or not. Does it move fast? Is it a product that doesn't get returned so often? There a low return rate. All of those good things to sort of come into play, that you have to take into consideration as well. So that's the buying criteria section. The additional cost. This is a super important section. Uh, this prep fee, you're usually not going to have that unless you are using a prep center, right? A prep center is, basically warehouses that are strictly for Amazon or any third party fulfillment, services, Walmart, eBay, whatever, whatever platform that you're selling on. There may be prep centers all over the U.S. that will allow you to send your products in directly into the prep center so that you don't have to touch the products or ever see the products come your way. Um, Having a prep center is a great way to outsource a lot of your work that you're doing. Like you don't have to, again, you don't have to see any products come your way. You don't have to get anything delivered to your house. You don't have to go pick anything up. You literally just buy the product and get it sent to the prep center that you're working with. But if you don't work with a prep center, you're not going to put anything in this prep fee right here. So, also the miscellaneous fee. You shouldn't really have any other miscellaneous fees that you have to put in. You can put in, how much it's going to cost for a box or, the supplies that's needed to ship a product out. But, I usually don't even, include that in there. Supplies is, an expense that can get written off at the end of the year anyways. And, it's just not, uh, for the products that I sell, it's not going to, an 83-cent box is not going to affect the profit too crazily. If you're selling products that you're making $1 profit on, you may want to take into consideration how much it is for the supplies that are needed to fulfill the orders that you're getting. But um, that's the miscellaneous fee. The miscellaneous fee percentage is going to be super important. And I love how Seller Amp allows you to, click on the little question mark. It's going to tell you what the fee and the fee percentage, whatever it is you're looking at, what that actually means. But this miscellaneous fee percentage is going to be based on where you're located, right? I'm in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. So um, my sales tax is 6% for all products that are outside of like the grocery category. For grocery products, it is 2%, right? So depending on what I'm sourcing and what I'm, searching for, and the products that I'm looking for, I will go back in here and change this miscellaneous fee percentage, right? If I'm sourcing for grocery products, I'm going to make sure that I have 2% in there because that's how much I'm paying for sales tax. Oh. Excuse me. I felt that coming crazy. But yeah, so it's 2% for grocery and 6% for all other products. So if I'm looking at, a clothing and shoes item, then I would put 6% in there. But it's dependent on whatever state you live in and the sales tax that's associated with the products that you're buying. If you live in Oregon, you have 0% sales tax on everything. Like every product that you buy, you don't have to worry about paying a sales tax on. So you would put 0%, not 0.6, 0%, right? So if you don't know your state's sales tax, literally just go on Google and type in your state's name, sales tax percentage, and it'll pop up with whatever your state's sales tax percentage is. And that's what you're going to want to put in this miscellaneous fee percentage right here. And when we look at the example, I'll definitely go back over why this is important. But basically, once you save these numbers in, you won't necessarily have to think about the sales tax that you're paying. So if you are on a website and you see a product is listed at $10, all you have to do is enter $10 into Seller Amp, and it's going to spit out the profit calculation based off of that number, with 6%, if or whatever sales tax you have, with that sales tax percentage already calculated in the back end. If I had 0% in there and, I'm looking at a product that costs $10, but I do have to pay 6% sales tax on there, then I would need to figure out, okay, what's $10 plus, 6% sales tax. And then I would have to calculate that on my own and then put that number into Seller Amp. It's just doing too much. Let Seller Amp do a lot of the work for you. As long as you enter in your sales tax percentage, you'll be good. And the prices that you see on these websites is the price that you'll put in your cost price. So that's 6%. The inbound shipping I have set at about 60 cents per pound. Um, this number is sort of able to fluctuate. It all depends on your FBA shipments and what your prices are looking like. This inbound shipping is the price per pound. So you'll understand a number, when you have done some FBA shipments. If you've done some FBA shipments, you know that there are shipping fees that are associated with sending products out FBA. Basically, this price per pound is however much you have to pay to ship all the products out to the warehouses, divided by the number of total pounds the shipment is. So let's say that I wanted to ship 50 pounds of products, and I had to pay $50 to ship out 50 pounds, right? The inbound shipping, the price per pound would be 50 divided by $50 divided by 50 pounds, which is a dollar, right? And that would be a dollar per pound. Um, so this number fluctuates. It depends on how much weight you send. The more weight you send FBA, the less you're going to pay per pound. If you send 5 pounds of products, or you just send one product SKU and 10 units of it, you can get hit over the head on the shipping cost, and you may pay $1.20 per pound. So whatever it is that you pay, you're going to want to make sure that that number is in here. I always recommend and tell my mentees, like, go through the FBA shipment process. If you have, enough products that you want to FBA, go through that FBA shipment process and get to the last part, get to the last, part of the shipment process. See how much it's going to cost to ship the products to the warehouses, and divide that number by how many pounds you send. Once you get that number and the price per pound, go back into Seller Amp, update your inbound shipping cost, and then look at the profit, on the products that you plan on sending, once it's updated, right? But if you are just getting started out and you just need, a number to put in here, anywhere in the 60 cents to 70 cents range is going to be, an okay number to have. Again, the more pounds you send, the more weight you send, the more volume you send, the less you're going to have to pay per pound. Amazon loves volume, right? They will give you an advantage. They will give you, um, you know, uh, shipping costs that are, nice and affordable. If you send a small shipment, you're going to get hit over the head and pay a lot per pound. So again, it's all based off of your FBA shipments and what your prices come out to be once you finish the FBA shipment process. But on average, it should be around 60 to 70 cents per pound. So right here, we got inbound placement. I have partial shipment splits. So there's three different options. Usually, when you send FBA shipments, you'll have one of the two options right here, partial or minimal, pop up as available options. The Amazon optimized splits option is actually the most cost-effective option, but it's also one that requires you to do a little bit extra, right? So Amazon now is February 7th. At first they didn't do this, but now the new updates and stuff, you actually have to send 5 identical boxes like length, width, and height and weight. You have to send at least 5 identical boxes FBA to get this Amazon optimized splits option to even show up, right? To even be an option. So in your seller amp settings, unless you plan on, sending FBA shipments exactly like that with all identical boxes, all the same weight, all the same length, width, and height, then maybe you do put Amazon optimized splits in there. But majority of the time, you might have one box that's bigger than the other box that you send, or maybe you just have 2 or 3 boxes of the same size that you plan on sending. So you're usually going to have the partial shipment splits option. Uh, Again, if you try to send in a little bit to Amazon, they're going to hit you over the head for, shipping that product out. Let's say that you only plan on sending one product and 10 units of one product, um, or 5 units of two products, whatever the case is. And let's say you only use one box to ship the products out. When you have one box that you're shipping out, FBA, usually the only option that's going to pop up is minimal shipment splits. This is the most expensive way to ship FBA. So you want to have enough products to send FBA that at least allows you to get this partial shipment splits option. But again, it's all based on what you're doing and how your Amazon FBA shipments look. So right now I have 60 cents per pound in partial shipment splits because that's how my FBA shipments usually go. But again, you sort of want to configure your settings based on your circumstances and the way you operate your business. So all these boxes you don't have to worry about. And same with the miscellaneous. This quick info, I have show profit on, show profit margin, show ROI, show break even. If you have any questions about what these words mean, ROI, break even, if you've never heard those words before or you just want a better understanding of what they mean, bam, hit that question mark and you'll be able to see for yourself. And once you have all of that stuff in, That's it. That's your seller amp settings. Just make sure to press this save button down here. And once you do that, all your profile will be updated and all your settings will be saved in exactly how you want it. And yeah, again, if you have a sales tax that's similar to mine in Georgia, where everything but grocery is 6% and grocery is 2%, you know, depending on the products you're looking at, you want to go back into your seller amp settings and change this number if you have to. If you're, buying products from Walmart and you have submitted your sales tax exempt form and you are, getting sales tax exempt from Walmart and all of your purchases are sales tax exempt, when you're looking at a product that's from Walmart, you want to make sure that you put 0% in there. So uh, just know that these numbers once they get saved in doesn't mean that it's set in stone and has to be that way. You can always come back in and change your settings based off of what it is you're looking at. But yeah, that's your seller amp settings. Those are what you need to update if you haven't already. If you have just gotten seller amp and maybe it's the default settings, seller amp doesn't know how much sales tax you pay based on the state you live in. Seller amp doesn't know how many products you plan to be sending, in your FBA shipment. So only you know that, right? So you have to go and update that yourself. And once you do that, you'll be good to go. So now we're going to pull up a product on Amazon. Let's see what I can find. All right, we're just going to use this pack of Celsius, for example. Uh, and hopefully Seller Amp loads up. All right, there it is. All right, so now we're able to get a good look at Seller Amp. Um, I want to try to find a better product. Let's see. All right, Valentine's Day is on the way, so let's look up Valentine's Day chocolate. All right, cool. 13.99. Let's find a product that Amazon isn't selling. Right, it looks like um looks like Amazon is selling a lot of these. Let's see. All right, here's one. Oh, Amazon Fresh is on it. All right, well, we're just gonna use this one for example. All right, cool. See, Walgreens has the same product for $7.99. All right, so now we have our seller amp settings in there, which is perfect. Now, once we plug in a cost price, this cost price is literally the price that you will pay for a product, that's sitting on a different website other than Amazon. So if we click this Google search, so another reason why I love Seller Imp, allows you to, source quickly and, just look a product up on Google with one button. But as we can see, let's see, is this 5.5 ounces? Yep, 5.5 ounces. All right, so this product right here is selling for $11.09. Target has it for $12.79. That looks like one of the lower prices. So this would definitely not be a product to be selling. See, Amazon Fresh is at 11.09. The next seller is at 14.95. So it's probably, uh, selling for a lot less of a price somewhere else, but we don't know where that is. It could be in the store and not online, but we're just going to use fake numbers for this example, since the product is, pretty expensive on Target. If we were getting this product for $12.79, this is what we would put in there. $12.79. We're FBAing this product, we'd be all red, all in the negatives, right? And like I said, these numbers, this does not meet your minimum profit criteria. This does not meet your minimum ROI criteria. That's all, based off of that buying criteria that we talked about earlier. But we're just going to use a better number for now. So seller amp, it tells us the best sellers rank, also known as the sales rank. Uh, it tells us how many estimated sales in a month, the max cost that we want to pay. The cost price, that's how much we're buying the product for, and and the sell price is how much we plan on selling it for. And then we see our profit calculations, the profit per unit, the profit margin on the product, the ROI, which is the return on investment, and the break even price, which is the price that you have to sell the product to not make any money, or actually you make like 1 cent, right? So it's literally breaking even. You're literally just trying to sell the product and get rid of it and not lose money on it. This is the price that you would have to, sell it at for you to break even. Um, or your sale price is equal to, or okay, 492. Maybe it changes once we put in this cost price. But let's say that we were getting this product for on the website that we were looking at, it said 525, right? So, oops, 525, bam, $5.25, right? This cost price is more than the max cost, right? The max cost is $5.18. Just because you see, this max cost is 518 doesn't necessarily mean like if I don't find this product for 518 or less, then I'm moving on to the next product. Because 525 is 7 cents higher than, this max cost. So you have to look at the numbers to really see whether it's a good product to sell or not. Again, this stuff is lighting up red because of our buying criteria and what we have in our seller amp settings. So again, this profit is lighting up red because it's $2.94 per unit, and our minimum profit that we put in our seller amp settings was $3 profit per unit. So that's why it's lighting up red. We're getting this for $5.25. We still got a super good return on investment, 56%. And the break even price, if we were getting the product for 525, is 11.81. So we'd have to sell this product for $11.81 to make 1 cent, 1 cent on 1 cent profit on the product, to basically just get rid of inventory that um you don't want to take a loss on, but you just want to, recoup your money back basically. So if I plugged in 1181, not 111.81, 1181, again, we're profiting 1 cent. These numbers are terrible, but sometimes, if a product doesn't go the way that you want it to, maybe your only option is to just break even, sell it for a 1 cent profit per unit, and basically get rid of all of your units of the product you just want to get out of. Basically, maybe you want to sell a bunch of one product at this lower price so that you get some more money, and more money to put into a better opportunity. Whatever the case is, that's your break even. But the current buy box was, or at least what we saw at first, was 14.99. does look like the current buy box is 1109, but um, yeah, this is purely for example purposes. This isn't a product that I would buy and sell myself or recommend, you go out and buy to resell. But um, so yeah, so we see all of the quick info right here. This is going to basically tell us, bam, is the product moving here with the estimated monthly sales? Am I profiting from the product? And do I have a good enough ROI? And this is really a lot of the information that you need to be looking at when you're, making a buying decision on whether you want to, buy and resell the product. But this right here is super important. So, one thing we didn't look at was the way that this was configured. So, right here, I have quick info and then my profit calculator right under it. Some people that I've seen and some of my mentees that I'm working with now, their profit calculator is like all the way down here. And sometimes, if your profit calculator is all the way down here, let's just go back to that one product. If your profit calculator is, all right, it didn't update. Let's see if I can refresh. All right. Um, all right. So, okay, it's still. Oh, maybe I didn't save it in. Hmm, let's see. All right, yeah, I didn't save it in. So yeah, remember to always save your seller amp settings. All right, now it's saved in. So bam. All right, cool. So when you don't have your uh profit calculator right under the quick info, sometimes what I've seen with a lot of my mentees is they'll have FBM toggled on, and this is all that they see when they first pull up a product. It'll say zero right here at first, and then they'll plug in their buy cost, which again, let's say is 525, and they'll see these numbers, right? And these numbers look fantastic, but uh, these aren't the accurate numbers. So I always recommend that, they put their profit calculator right under the quick info, so that, they don't have to scroll down to, put in this FBM cost, which is super important. This is the shipping cost that is going to, cost for you to send the product directly to the customer. For a product that's 5.5 ounces, it's probably going to cost you anywhere from $5 to $5.25 to send. But if you don't put that in there, this is the accurate number right here, 298. If you don't put that in there and you see 823, you might think you're looking at a banging product, but uh, that's just not the case. You got to include all of the fees. So uh, if your profit calculator isn't, right under the quick info, you can literally just move it up. Oops. Let's see. Up profit calculator right under quick info. And then again, make sure you save that in there. Um, and now you'll be able to see a product. And once you put 525 in, even if it is already set to FBM, you can put in that FBM cost so that you see all of the right numbers. But hopefully yours just, automatically has FBA. I don't know where or if you can, make that change if it is, stuck on FBM, but either way, just make sure the profit calculator is under the quick info. And then also, if you are FBAing a product, One thing I love about SellerAmp is it's going to tell you, all of the fees that are associated with the sale. So these numbers that we're looking at are very accurate. Probably 100%. Because I mean, they give you all of the fees. They give you the FBA fee, which is $4.55, the referral fee, which is $1.20, and hopefully you're buying and selling products that are moving, so you don't have to pay any storage fees. You're prepping the stuff yourself, so you don't have any prep fees, and the inbound shipping is already set up for 46 cents, and the inbound placement is 28 cents. So it's already giving you all of the fees that are associated with if you were to sell this product. So you don't have to worry about any hidden fees coming out of this profit and, thinking, oh, I'm not actually making $2.94. I got this other cost that, Seller Amp isn't including. They include everything. Even if you want to put in, extra costs like, what it's going to cost to, uh, for the supplies that are needed to ship a product out, you can put that in there as well. So again, just SellerAmp, gives you a lot of good information. They have, their own Keepa configuration where they show you the offer count of a product, the buy box price, the monthly sold line, which is all good stuff as well. But of course, this is the holy grail right here, Keepa. So you definitely want that software so you can see a bigger view and not just have to solely rely on Seller Amps, small configuration. And then lastly, they show all of the sellers that are selling a product, whether they're FBAing a product, whether they're FBMing it. You can also pull up storefronts and, do some reverse sourcing or storefront stalking to, figure out what these other sellers are selling and if they are selling any other products that, I might can find at a profitable price as well. So they got, two different lint products. Maybe, this other lint product right here is something that I can sell profitably too. But yeah, that's Seller Amp overall. I also have this buy box analysis up as well. But again, a whole bunch of information that's needed to run a successful Amazon FBA business. You can use the Amazon Seller app, and their fees are calculated within their profit calculator and stuff like that. But in my opinion, the Seller app plus Keepa combination is what I got started on, and I haven't turned to any other softwares that are out there. I just don't think they're needed, right? We got Seller Amp right here that is going to calculate the profit for us, depending on what we put in there. And then we got Keepa right here that's going to show us all of the historical data that we need to be looking at to really decide whether a product is worth selling or not. So that too is a hell of a combination. And you can do some serious damage with just those two software. So again, if you have Seller Amp and you've never went in your Seller Amp settings, definitely go in there and make some of those changes that we talked about earlier in the video. It's only going to help with the accuracy of the profit that you're looking at on these products. So definitely make those changes. If you have had Seller Amp and you just never even thought about, looking at the Seller Amp settings, definitely do it. If you've already made those changes, great. Go ahead and just continue doing what you're doing. But again, stay as accurate as you can on these inbound shipping fees and whether you are doing partial shipment splits, minimal shipment splits, or Amazon optimized splits, and that sales tax super important. Unless you want to calculate the sales tax of all of the products that you're selling. I don't think anybody really wants to do that. If we are looking at a product like we just were, if we see $5.25, you know, on a website, and that's how much it's listed for, just put in 525 or $5.25. Seller Amp will put that 6% sales tax that I have in there right now. They'll put that, include that sales tax percentage in these numbers, right? So I don't have to be like, oh, what's 525 times 0.06, 32 cents plus 525. Where's the plus sign? Plus 525. That would be 525 plus 6% is 557. Um, Now if you put that number in there, now you just basically doubled your sales tax, right? Because you just put 557 in, and Seller Amp already has in your settings or whatever you put in there, already has it on the back end. So now this number is a lot lower than what it actually is because I just, doubled the sales tax. I just put 525 in there. This is the accurate number, $2.94, and you just go from there. So again, Seller Amp, it's one of the best tools that are really out here. And if you aren't using Seller Amp, I would definitely go ahead and give that free trial a go. You will love it. They have in-store capabilities as well with the app. So you can go out and scan your favorite discount store and open up Seller Amp and start scanning in the store. Super cool app. Been using it for years, and yeah, I love the tool. I love the resource. So if you don't have it, I'll probably link in the description a link for you to get a free trial, or get that subscription. But it's $20 a month, super worth it. It does a lot of the work for you. So hope you all enjoyed this video and got some value from it. But I'll see you all in the next video.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you all in the next video. And if you have any other specific tutorials you want me to break down next, make sure to leave a comment down below.